Would you rather be forgotten after death or be misunderstood after death? There's only one answer, and it is for you to give, capturing the amazing stories of phenomenal Nigerian women. This is Halal Talk, where wisdom meets warmth and every conversation is a step towards an enlightening journey.
Peace be upon you. Welcome to another episode of Halal Talk with Nansfit. This is a conversation where wisdom meets warmth and every conversation is a step towards an enlightening journey. With me today, we have an exciting guest who is smashing it out in her own way. Welcome.
So thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
You're really welcome. We really love to have you here today. So, what's your name?
I'm AISHAT Okuribido. I'm a lawyer. I'm the head of Chambers of Vantage Attorney in Abuja.
So, let's start backwards. What made you interested in doing law?
Well, I'll say my dad. my dad is a lawyer, the non-practicing lawyer. He's into properties, or he was into properties. He's now a king. So he was my role model actually. I grew up to know him as a lawyer, and ever since then I've been inspired, basically.
That's interesting. That's interesting, seriously. Finding your dad as an inspiration for your life. So, how long have you been practicing?
Over 6 years.
Over 6 years?
Yes.
So now tell us, you're a Muslim, Aisha.
Yes, I am.
There's so many things. I remember there was a story, I think about 5 years ago, if my memory serves me right. In Nigeria, when they're being called to law, you guys don't use the scarf.
Yes.
And then this girl, I don't know, misspell her name or mispronounce her name.
Yeah.
So she was the one that championed that, and we were able to get those people practicing law today having to even cover their hair, and a lot of people are celebrated to do that way. So now, how have you been able to keep it good, keep it halal in your profession?
Well, first thing first, it's not good. Because like you said, during court we weren't allowed to cover. I mean, it was a trying time for most of the Muslims around the world, around Nigeria.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, having to cover your whole trade university, then when you're supposed to be called, I mean, everything is going to go basically. And then you're told you have to remove your scarf or your cap, whichever. We're really, really grateful for that. It happened a year before I was called. And basically, I was always using cap. Like my journey started from just covering my hair with cap and everything. But when I called about, I'm grateful for this. Like, I have to use my scarf. I have to use my hijab before I put my wig on. And like you said, it's not been easy, really. It's been always trying to remember that at every point in your life, you have to have faith. And if you have faith, I mean, there will be something after this life. So if you're looking at that, you have to choose your decisions carefully, because Nigeria basically it does not give you way to try to mix your religion or your faith with whatever profession you're in. You see that at every time, for example, in court, you see people just flaunting their hair, and everything. But you just have to have the belief and the faith that there's something after all this. So that makes it a bit easier to be able to make your decisions carefully, to be able to make sure that you're forging ahead with your faith and try to keep everything around basically.
What's one specific problem that we say you kind of have?
And basically, when you're in court, I mean, okay, for example, I don't put on the jilbab, but there are people that put on the jilbab and have to put their gown on it with their collarette and their wig and everything. But for me, I use my scarf. And for you to put your wig on your scarf in court, it has to be well tied. And it does not have to flow anywhere.
Yeah, so you really look that corporate.
Yes. And it's always very embarrassing to have the judge call you out that you have to. I mean, it's just very embarrassing. So you have to make sure that by the time you're in court, your scarf is in. And sometimes, if you know this scarf is not going to sit well, you can just put your cap on. Basically, just have your hair covered. So, yeah, that's it. I've never been called outwards, and I hope I will never be called.
That would be so embarrassing.
Very, very
because as Muslims, people don't really know. People who are non-Muslims don't know that so many Muslims struggle with their scarf. Like, it took me a while to learn how to properly wrap my hair.
I'm still learning.
It took me years to properly know how to, because it's embarrassing for you to have a bad scarf or hijab thing. Like, it's really embarrassing. So for someone to now even be looking at it to you and be like, oh, what's this rubbish you're wearing?
Exactly.
You're really struggling on your
God. Oh my God. No.
You're really struggling on your own with your iman. You're struggling with you're struggling, and someone's still calling you out.
Yes. Even with dressing, it's not even about the scarf alone. Even with the dressing, I'm still learning. I'm still trying. Yes, it's not easy, but I mean, one step at a time.
Okay. Yeah. What's the amazing thing about your work? I heard you're into litigation. You go to court a lot. So what's the most exciting thing?
Well, the exciting thing is that appearances. Addressing the courts. When you're addressing the courts, basically, you're not just addressing the judge, but everybody in court is listening to you. So you don't want to fumble. You have to be prepared before you get to court. Even sometimes you might even not be prepared before getting to court. But once you're in court, you have to make sure that your files are read, your processes are intact, and because you can be asked like simultaneous questions, like sudden questions that you didn't even imagine could be asked. And in that kind of a place, you get to learn every day, and everybody gets to look at it like, oh, she's good at what she does. And for a female Muslim, you want to make sure that everybody around that is listening to you know what you're doing. Because it's not just like people say, like most of the senior advocates out there are male. So the females are trying hard every day to meet up. So you have to be prepared, and when you're in court, you just basically, for me, appearance is like one of my best. Yes.
That's good. That's good. I really love that you put on an appearance and you're trying to bet on that, like build your personality, get around it. Because seriously, like presentation matters a lot.
Yes, it does.
And when people look at you and maybe I've been in rooms where I'm like the only Muslims. So somehow it's like the fact that you're a Muslim really is like, for some people their mentality is like it affects your thoughts. It's like the thing you're covering on your head.
Yeah, they want to listen to what you have to say.
Yes, and if you don't have something cogent to say, it makes it worse.
Yes, it makes it worse. For real, that's so true. They're just all looking at it like, what she needs to say, and I'm like, I'm really
So how do you stay top of the game? Like, how do you practice to stay top of the game?
Well, God first, basically, God first. Because every time I go to work, like I said, I'm head of chambers of my firm, and it's not an easy job. Basically, it's not. And for litigation, it's not just about appearing in court. You have to do drafting in the office, a lot of client interviews, and there are a lot of overnight work too that you're not even expecting to do anything, and then you have to just get your system and trying to do something. So first of all, you put God first, and then you keep learning. And I say something like, you can't be an island of knowledge.
Yeah.
You have to be able to reach out to people on things you don't know, or that they're not just at your fingertips. So basically, I make sure that I have my connections. I call them connections because they're always available to help at every point in time. Yes, God first, be ready to learn because you're not an island of knowledge. And also be ready to reach out to people that you feel knows better. Because litigation is different handles to it. Today you can be on medical law, tomorrow you can be on commercial, so you must be ready to. And one thing about law is there are people that are actually the best in their field. For litigation, you have to be best in virtually everything. So you have to be able to reach out to people that this is their field, this is what they do. Yes, that's actually what build firms. Because if not, you just be entering into waters that you don't even know anything about. So yeah,
it's like English language and other subjects.
Oh really?
Yeah. When you're studying chemistry, you're studying chemistry.
Yes.
When you're studying English, it's like when you carry an English textbook. When you're studying a language, basically, some passages are for maybe a comprehension about medicine. Next one you're a comprehension about ICPC.
Yeah.
Next one you I think I kind of get the concept.
Yes. So you have to be able to reach out to everybody. Some lawyers don't like that because I've had to work with some people that will be like, oh, I can do it, and then you turn it out, and then I'm so sorry, but this is not, good enough. So you should be able. I feel like lawyers need to be able to know that. You should be able to reach out to people that are better than you in it. Then basically that's it.
So how would you advise someone that's trying to come into the field and does not even know how to go about it?
Be open to learning. And always know that law is hands-on. Like, you have to be able to try it out. It's not about what you read. You sure there's something lawyers say that law school and practice are two different things. Yes, you have to be hands-on. You have to be able to try your hands on it. I mean, you don't just read it and just
I
read it.
think I'm already
Yes,
knowing it.
yes,
You have to experience, practice.
You have to try it out yourself. That has helped me countless times because I've tried in Abuja. I just relocated to Abuja a couple of years ago, and that has really helped me because I mean, if you give me something and instead of to just say, oh yeah, I think I can do that, I try it immediately and I realize that okay, there are a few things I have to learn to get this, to the stage that I'm supposed to go to. And yes, so just be ready to be happy.
Okay. Now, you mentioned something about one of the ways in which you try to stay up your game is through networking.
Yes.
How do someone that does not know, people hear networking like, oh, it's networking, then how do I go about it?
Yeah.
Like, how do you get your contacts? How do you get those connects? How do you make sure, like, to build on it?
Well, we are at different places at different times.
Yeah.
I used to say something that you don't have to get to a new place and be quiet. I'm not saying be annoying.
Be loud.
No, but at least be able to talk, like be able to meet new people and create conversations. Because conversations you create tend to linger on. You don't just get to a place and then you just keep it to yourself and that thing. And you need to place that you don't have one person from that gathering as a contact. Because law basically in Nigeria or even in anywhere, networking connection goes a long way. It literally helps you to get to the stage you actually want to get to. Because one person have to refer you to others to actually be on your clientele. And clientele is everything.
Yeah.
Yes, clientele is everything. So connection, networking, just be able to get to a place and try to have conversation and try to meet new people and leave a mark. I mean, like I said, I'm not saying be annoying. If you're going to create conversations that will leave the person blown away and like, oh, that person is a bit smart.
Oh my God, that's good. Now, you're the head of chambers of your firm. How long did it take you to get there?
It took me 4 years to get there.
Like, how much effort? Because you were young, you're really young, so...
Am I young?
Yes, you are. So how could anyone out there that's younger believe that that's possible for them?
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, with hard work, with perseverance, because I didn't start from being the head of chamber of AISHAT. I didn't start from being one of the best. But with hard work, dedication, and I mean, to be able to be good at what you do. I mean, you just have to be good at what you do. For someone to believe you can do it, you can head it fair, quote unquote. Because I mean, it takes a whole lot from you, and being a woman.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I understand that.
It takes a whole lot. So you have to be very, very good at what you do. Hard work, perseverance, and be dedicated. With that, you can get there in 2 years.
I hope every young person out there who gets to see this and wants to be a lawyer. You guys have warned me not to call you that again.
Yes.
Wants to be, is it correct?
A lawyer, yeah.
Okay, wants to be a lawyer. I hope that they get the inspiration from your own experiences.
You can do it. It's possible.
So now we'll move to the next segment of the show, which is the this or that questions. So now the first one: would you rather experience the unwavering love of a lifelong friend, or the unconditional love of a close-knit family?
Unconditional love of a close-knit family. I'm a family person.
Okay, having cherished traditions and stability, or a life full of adventure and excitement?
Adventure and excitement. Because we need it
for
to
spontaneous.
Yes, we need it.
Okay, which is more significant to you, the legacy you leave behind within your family, or the love story you build with a partner? The legacy within your family, let me say father, mother, or your own family, your own new family.
Oh, that's a trick question. I'll go with both.
You had Oliver Twist.
I'll go with both.
Go with both. Okay. Okay, confront ancient wisdom.
Okay.
Or seek guidance through technology.
Seek guidance through technology, because that's what I want.
Okay, so you don't go with Ifa. You don't go with Shango.
Nah.
Okay, the next one. Puff puff or bole, street food.
Body.
Jollof rice or fried rice?
Jollof rice.
Jollof rice?
Yeah.
Wait there. Okay now. Encountering a ghostly apparition in a graveyard or witnessing an unexplained paranormal activity within you.
Again.
Like experiencing ghosts in a
The
graveyard.
graveyard.
Or having to you can explain the paranormal activity going on within you.
That one.
Which one?
Explain paranormal. Ghost in graveyard.
No. Okay. Now the next one. To be rich and famous or to be rich and unknown.
Which one?
Which one unknown?
Yes, so when
Are you serious?
let me just be rich. You don't have to know me.
You don't?
know me.
Okay. To be misunderstood, the last one, to be misunderstood after death or to be forgotten after death. I'm sure you have done amazing works.
Misunderstood after that.
Forgotten. Why did you choose to be misunderstood? Or you haven't chosen? To be misunderstood after death or to be forgotten after death?
I can't be forgotten after death.
So which one
It's
did you
better to be misunderstood.
Why did you choose
Actually,
to be
because it's not everybody that would even understand you. Even your kids, your siblings, your parents, there's some decisions you make that they don't even, no matter how much you explain. So that is much more possible. But forgotten after that, no one wants to be forgotten after that.
That's good. That was beautiful. Yeah, your explanation for it, your reason behind it was good. So now let's go to the next part of it, which is your name begins with letter A. So we have questions for you that begins with letter A.
Okay.
Yes. So now the first one. An African country with letter A.
Angola.
Correct. Now, a small insect. Alright. A huge mammal.
Each antelope.
Ape.
Ape. Okay.
Okay. So, one who visits space.
Sorry?
One who visits space. Astronaut.
Yeah, astronaut.
One of the area councils in Abuja.
Mark.
Oh, correct!
So what was your answer?
No, I've forgotten there's Amak. Abaji, I can have it.
Oh, okay.
Amak.
My office is in Hamad, so.
Yeah, here too. Yeah, Amak. A shapeless organism.
Ameba.
Yes. The longest river in the world.
Longest river in the world.
Yes.
I don't know.
Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Where airplanes take off, that's the simple.
Airport.
Yes, I know, that's too cheap. Okay, a small round fruit, either green or red.
Small fruit. Apple.
Yeah, A for apple. A tool used for cutting wood. Tool used for cutting wood. Axe. Correct. A city known for canals. I kept the hard one for the last one.
For canals.
Yes.
A city.
Canals. Yes. A city.
Yeah.
Canals.
Is Abuja good for canals?
Amsterdam. I kept the last one. They had one for the last one.
Amsterdam, no.
Okay, now let's go to the end of the show.
Okay.
An advice that changed your life. Sorry, the best advice you've ever gotten. Let's start with that.
We cannot feature in a future you can picture. I've had that since I was in secondary school, and I mean, it's been keeping me going. Really.
Can you take it again?
You cannot feature in a future you can't picture.
Okay. It's like people say imagination is the greatest
Drive.
drive. Yeah, because what you imagine,
Yes.
you can become.
It keeps you going.
Yes.
Yes.
And only you can imagine something.
Yeah,
It's like when
yeah.
you have a vision, you're like, you know,
Yes.
this is
what I'm.
this is what
what I'm
and you're
after.
explaining to
Chasing
someone,
it,
and the
yeah.
person does not even understand. That's to
Yeah.
show you how amazing imagination is.
Yes.
And only you can, like, you have this picture.
Yeah. And I've not, you just know I've not gotten there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now the next one, the worst advice you've ever gotten.
I don't think I have that. I don't think I've ever gotten any most advice.
It's good you didn't keep records of bad things. So now the next one and the last one,
Okay.
final one. What is one moment that changed your entire life?
My mom's death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost everyone I've had on the show is like, they're all bereavement.
Yeah.
Yeah, so rest in peace.
Amen.
Allah have mercy upon them.
Thank you.
When was that?
2017.
Oh, yes, was the thing. May all your souls stay and you enter purpose.
Thank you.
So it was wonderful having you.
Same here. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Yes, thank you.
So we've come to the end of today's episode with Aisha, with our amazing litigation lawyer.
Yes.
So until
Thank
next
you.
time, don't forget to subscribe, like, and Nansfit. Bye-bye.
This is Halal Talk, where wisdom meets warmth and every conversation is a step towards an enlightened journey.